before we get started, well, you could compare these bad loans, couldn't you, on your site?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me today. We could compare bad loans, but actually what's really, really interesting, and we've heard this from many of the top banks, is that customers that like to compare the market before they shop actually tend to be much better customers. Because if you're just looking for a loan, you don't really care about the interest rate. You're just going to grab the first thing you see. If you're actually caring about the details of the product, that actually usually is a better customer. And so, for example, we spoke to Citibank at some point. They said the best customers they have globally for credit cards are actually customers that compared those credit cards on similar platforms in Europe.
So, yeah, what is your core customer group? And how, you have, what, 28 million customers now?
So we have 28 million users now, exactly, and those are really across all aspects of the market, right? So they are the sort of warm, wealthy people who have 5 credit cards, who live in some of the wealthier parts of the 7 markets that we are in. Those are the middle class to sort of higher end, low income people who have a couple of financial products, but are for the first time getting the 3rd or 4th financial product. And these are people who really need a lot of financial advice to understand the complexity of the new products, right? Because these are the people who are getting health insurance, where what you have to make sure is that when you're injured, that you actually are covered with that health insurance. And then we have the unbanked people who...
Which is 450 million of them in Southeast Asia, or underbanked, yeah.
Who are underbanked, exactly, right? And many of them unbanked in the first place. And for them, it's not a matter of necessarily bringing more loans to Indonesia, not necessarily bringing more products to Philippines, right? But what it is about creating transparency. So to make sure that when you're getting your first mortgage, that you exactly know that I'm not going to be approved by this bank and this bank, but I'm actually going to be approved by this and this and this bank, and this is the bank that's has the best product for me. And then turning around and taking that information and then going to the banks and insurance companies and saying, these are actually what consumers are looking for. And so what's incredible now on our platform is, take Hong Kong, for example. In Hong Kong, we have 20% of the online population in Hong Kong going to our site every month. 20%. That shows you how big the need is for this, right? And so what we have now is not only that transparency, but actually we have the products cheaper than if you go to the bank directly. So if you want to get a loan cheaper in Singapore, don't go to the banks directly. Come to our site. You actually get it cheaper than going to those providers.
Right, enough of the commercial. Talk to Heidi.
Hi, Heidi. I've drank the Kool-Aid. I'm enthusiastic about what we do. That's why we wake up every morning.
Yeah, you're definitely high on the Kool-Aid, Matt. Your Series B funding, 50 million.
Exactly.
Led by the IFC, for which financial literacy in Asia is one of their big platforms they're at. How are you going to deploy those funds?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the amazing thing about having 28 million users already is that we know that what we're serving to the users really work. They're telling their friends about it. They're coming back. They're getting more, they're comparing more products on our platform than ever before. And so really what we need to do is we need to continue to extend the technology that we offer to them. We want to help them to manage the products. We want to make sure that when they do apply for a loan that they're actually going to be approved. So we take over the credit scoring from some of the banks, et cetera. So we need to continue to develop that technology. We need to market to more customers to make sure that we can help more users basically save money on what is their biggest cost in their lives, which is financial products. And then the third aspect is we just want to grow the team. We have 150 amazing colleagues today, and we want to be well over 200 over the next couple of months. So that's really what we are sort of using the proceeds on.
What's your valuation after that round?
we're not sharing that in the market at this point, but we're very, very happy. But more importantly than that, we just think we have a great group of investors on board, right? So as you mentioned before, the World Bank knows all the banks in this region. They have tremendous history in providing financial products and creating transparency in the market. Alibaba, an amazing player in building out, online digital businesses and knowing how to grow them. Goldman Sachs, a great network to the key financial institution across all those markets. H&Q, SBI could continue. We've just been really, really lucky in getting these investors. So that's been the most important thing for us.
Mads, very, very quickly, I mean, if you can be very brief on these answers.
I'll try.
The Alibaba investment, does that help you get into China?
So right now we're really focused. It's a good question. It would, but right now really focused on the 7 markets that we're in. So we have no immediate plans for China at all. But it does help us across Southeast Asia. They bought Lazada, which I was part of founding back in the day, and some other things.
What's the exit?
The exit for us is right now we're really focused on building the company.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
I mean, IPO, what time frame, or trade sale? What do you reckon?
Look, I mean, if you ask me for my honest opinion is over time we're helping Asian 600 million people compare financial products. It would be great to give 600 million people a chance to get ownership into this stock over time. But ask me again in 2 or 3 years. Right now, we're just going to go to work and we're going to get busy doing that and not think about exit at all.
Telcos, insurance, banking what other silos are you looking at?
Those are the three, right? So those are the biggest costs that any
But where
person
else
has
are you
in
moving
their...
after that? Yeah, anywhere else?
No, we're really focused on those verticals right now.
Strongest market?
Strongest market is biggest opportunity is probably Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, etc. Obviously Hong Kong and Singapore and Taiwan moves even faster there, but we're seeing great traction in all of the markets that we're in.